Would you feast your eyes on that beauty? How about that? I tell you what, these Chi-Fi guys are really picking up their game. This is a beautiful case. And in today's video, we're going to look at what's inside the case here, which is the HarmonicDyne Zeus Elite headphones. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews, and yeah, look, when I opened the box, the outer cardboard box for the Zeus Elite here, I was just a bit awestruck, because I think this is an absolutely beautiful carrying case. So you've got this glass cover, and you can see the headphones inside. Nice, really nice. Look at the quality of that. It's absolutely fantastic. So as I open the case up here, let me tell you some things about these headphones. First of all, the price is $379, and inside the box you get the headphones. Obviously, we'll just put this box aside for a moment, and you get not one but two of these lovely cables. One of the cables has a 4.4mm balanced termination, and the other one has an XLR balanced termination, and the other cable physically looks exactly the same as this except for the termination, and it is a thick boy. Have a look at that. Oh, it's so very, very nice. So really high quality cable. You get two of them. So keep in mind, if you don't have a balanced source, you're going to need an adapter of some kind to use the headphones. So just in case, don't get caught unawares. Maybe it might have been a better idea to include one unbalanced 3.5 or 6.35 termination and the 4.4 or the XLR for that matter. But I think 4.4 at this stage is more common, more popular in the Chi-Fi scene. But anyway, beautiful cables. You get two of them. Those in themselves are worth quite a bit. I would say you could easily say $100, $150 worth at least of cables in the box. So here are the headphones. Now, there are mixed opinions about this new aesthetic. The original Zeus had silver aluminium and they had more steel in the frame. They arguably felt more premium than the Zeus Elite here, and I tend to agree with that, but I'm not mad. I think these look really cool. I think these look a bit stealthier. They're more low-key, and I think they look nice and sophisticated. They're open back, by the way, and they have 50mm dynamic drivers inside. So you've got this aluminium plate on the rear of the ear cups with this sort of intricate design. Then you've got these wood panels. Unfortunately, the yokes are plastic, but that doesn't really bother me. It did at first, only because I remembered the original Zeus having steel yokes, but this is a good way to keep the weight down. By the way, the weight of these is around 360 grams. So they are fairly light. They feel quite a lot lighter than the FiiO FT3. This part of the ear cups here is made from zebra wood. And by the way, I forgot to mention, the connectors on the headphones are 3.5mm. So if for some reason you're not a fan of these beautiful thick cables, you can easily change them out. There are a ton of options for you there. So the ear pads do rotate. You can lay them down flat on a surface like that. In terms of comfort, I find these great, really, really good. Some people have complained about the thickness of the headband. Don't know why, it seems sufficient to me. And the clamping force is moderate but not tight. They are not as secure on my head as something like my Sennheiser HT650s. Similar, I guess, to the FiiO FT3 in that they're just a little bit looser. So take that as you will. I think the build quality is fine for the price point, but how about the sound? Let's get into it. So as far as driving the Zeus Elite goes, they're really easy. They're quite efficient. They're, I think, 32 ohms. Let me just check here for a second. Yeah, 32 ohms with a sensitivity of 105 dB. And that means they're pretty efficient. You can run these out of just about anything. Although you will get treated a little bit better if you plug it into a slightly more significant source like a nice DAP or a desktop DAC or even a dongle DAC, etc. So these basically have a balanced sound signature. It's they have a rich and organic warmth to them, nicely interwoven with clarity and a nice spacious feel. And yes, they are open back, but they don't have a huge expansive soundstage. I'll talk more about that later. But what's really great about these is the sort of authenticity and inviting tonality of the sound. The bass it's not really boosted in terms of quantity. I'd say it's fairly neutral. They center on a mid-bass foundation, which imparts a comforting warmth that sort of underpins the entire frequency spectrum. The sub-bass extends nicely, but the Zeus sort of prioritizes tone over physicality. So you'll hear those sub-bass notes. You won't necessarily feel that shaking of your skull. And so it's evident that these are definitely not tailored for bass heads, but rather cater to listeners who appreciate a more balanced tuning. Moving on to the mid-range, and these have a mid-range that sort of steps confidently to the forefront, bestowing pronounced attention on vocals and mid-range instruments. So you could say they are somewhat mid-centric in their tuning. And while they don't boast sort of this razor-sharp crispness or absolute transparency of some higher-end monitors or some brighter monitors, the rendition is nice and natural. It imbues the music with a lifelike presence and a nice underlying warmth. Male vocals gain a unique depth, suffused with a comforting warmth. They resonate with a richness that evokes intimacy and emotion. On the other hand, female vocals are handled with clarity and composure, but at the same time, they steer clear of any stridency or overly assertive tendencies. In other words, the upper mids do not get shouty, although they are quite forward in the mix. And then for the treble, the highs on the Zeus Elite exhibit a kind of a gentle, refined character. It provides a tasteful counterbalance to that assertive mid-range. Treble notes have commendable clarity and definition, but they exude a sort of subdued radiance, foregoing that dazzling brilliance or sparkle found in some brighter headphones. So the treble is a little bit subdued. You're not going to get that sparkle or that incisive precision, but rather a smoother experience. And while they do lack in sparkle, they sort of make up for it with their agility and tonal accuracy. The treble has an impressive pace to it, and it ensures the details are delivered with, admirable precision. And this is a treble that strikes a harmonious middle ground, steering clear of any dullness or brittleness and offering an articulate high-frequency presentation. And then finally, for our soundstage and technicalities, I'd say the soundstage is fairly moderate in dimensions. It's fairly average in terms of soundstage size, but the imaging and note density are both very good. So these are really good for positional cues and giving you a clear vision of where different instruments and vocals are placed on the stage. So due to that somewhat subdued treble, these headphones the sound doesn't really extend beyond the headspace that much, nor does it reveal the more subtle micro details, which is something we see really quite a lot in full-size headphones. In order to avoid being sharp and fatiguing, they sort of make the treble a bit more laid back, which is great for longer listening sessions and great if you're sensitive to treble, but at the same time, yeah, you miss out on some of that micro detail retrieval and some of that width in the soundstage. So the instrument separation is pretty good. It's not exceptional, but even during complex music, the sound doesn't really get congested. So on a technical sense, they perform pretty well, and I would say within what you would expect for their price. Now, I'm not going to do any comparisons in this video. I've got to pack my bag because I've got a flight early tomorrow morning, but I will say compared to the original HarmonicDyne Zeus, the Zeus Elite here, I think it's a better tuning. It's got more fullness. It sounds a bit more natural, especially in the mid-range. And I found the original Zeus to be just a little bit shouty and a little too lean and bright in the upper mids. This Zeus Elite sort of addresses those issues and comes across with a more balanced sound and just sounds more organic and natural and pleasing, at least to my ears. So overall, HarmonicDyne Zeus Elite, pretty good option. I think they are worth the money. If you're looking for something with balance and sort of forward mid-range presentation, check these out. You won't be disappointed. And with that said, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it the old thumbs up, Parfam audiophile style. And if you're new here and you want to see more content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later.